Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Now I'm going to tell you a story about a mysterious, magical forest of dwarfs and its inhabitants. Alicia was a young herbalist with a heart full of curiosity and a deep love for the natural world. She lived in the quaint village of Oakridge, nestled at the foot of the majestic mountains. Her reputation as a skilled herbalist had spread far and wide, and villagers from all around sought her remedies for their ailments. Every morning, Alicia would wake up with the first rays of sunlight and make her way to her herb garden. The garden was a magical place, filled with vibrant flowers, aromatic herbs, and mysterious plants. Alicia tended to each plant with care, whispering words of encouragement and gratitude as she gently pruned and watered them. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, villagers would start to trickle into Alicia's cottage, seeking her help. She would listen patiently to their woes and troubles, offering them her soothing potions and healing salves. Her remedies were not just a concoction of herbs, they were infused with kindness and empathy, easing both physical and emotional pain. Oakridge was a village steeped in medieval fantasy, where magic and mythical creatures were woven into the fabric of everyday life. Fairies danced among the flowers, unicorns grazed in the meadows, and wise old men shared ancient tales of enchantment and wonder. But there was one place that held a special fascination for Alicia: the dwarf forest. The dwarf forest stood on the outskirts of Oakridge, shrouded in mystery and whispers of ancient magic. Its towering trees seemed to reach for the heavens, their branches intertwined like guardians protecting a sacred secret. Alicia had always been drawn to this forest, its allure tugging at her heartstrings like an invisible thread. Alicia's fascination with the dwarf forest grew with each passing day. She spent hours talking to villagers, wise old men, and even mystical beings, hoping to uncover the secrets that lay within. Each conversation added a piece to the puzzle, weaving together legends and history that painted a vivid picture of the forest's enchantments. The villagers spoke of ancient dwarves who had once inhabited the forest, their knowledge of magic and nature surpassing all others. They were said to have forged deep connections with the forest, drawing power from its roots and leaves. The dwarves had vanished centuries ago, leaving behind only whispers of their existence. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Alicia found herself sitting on a moss-covered log at the edge of the dwarf forest. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the forest itself held its breath, waiting for her to uncover its secrets. It was then that a soft voice, barely audible, reached her ears. "Alicia," it whispered, like the rustle of leaves in the wind. Startled, Alicia looked around, but there was no one in sight. "Who's there?" she called out, her voice trembling slightly. A gentle laughter filled the air, and suddenly, a shimmering figure materialized before her. It was a fairy, its wings glistening with ethereal light. "Fear not, young herbalist," the fairy said, its voice like a melody. "I am Seraphina, guardian of the dwarf forest." Alicia's eyes widened in awe. "You're real? You're a guardian?" Seraphina nodded, her eyes sparkling with ancient wisdom. "Indeed, I am. The forest has sensed your kind heart and unwavering curiosity. It has chosen you to be its protector." Alicia's heart swelled with a mixture of excitement and determination. She knew that this was her calling to embark on a quest to uncover the truth about the dwarf forest and protect it from harm. With newfound purpose, she set about gathering supplies and preparing for her journey. In her small cottage, Alicia carefully packed her satchel with potions, dried herbs, and a trusty map of the forest. She also took along her most treasured possession, a leather-bound book filled with the knowledge passed down through generations of herbalists. As dawn broke, Alicia set foot into the dwarf forest, its ancient trees towering above her like sentinels. The air was thick with the scent of moss and damp earth, and a sense of anticipation hung in the air. Alicia's footsteps were light, her heart filled with both excitement and trepidation. The forest welcomed her presence, its branches parting like a curtain to reveal a hidden path. Alicia followed it, her senses heightened, as if every leaf and blade of grass whispered secrets only she could hear. Along the way, she encountered magical creatures, mischievous sprites, wise old owls, and even a playful fox who seemed to guide her through the labyrinthine paths. But not all was serene in the dwarf forest. Alicia soon faced her first test, a treacherous ravine that seemed impossible to cross. She stood at the edge, peering into the abyss below. Doubt crept into her mind, but she knew she had to press on. With a deep breath, Alicia reached into her satchel and pulled out a vial of shimmering liquid. It was a potion she had crafted herself, infused with the essence of courage and determination. She drank it in one swift motion, feeling its warmth spread through her veins. As Alicia continued her journey through the dwarf forest, she stumbled upon a clearing bathed in dappled sunlight. In the center stood a group of magical creatures, their presence emanating an aura of ancient wisdom and power. They were the guardians of nature, beings who had pledged to protect the delicate balance of the forest. Alicia approached them cautiously, her eyes filled with awe. "I seek your guidance," she said, her voice steady. "I wish to understand the secrets of the dwarf forest and protect it from harm." The guardians of nature regarded her with eyes that seemed to hold the weight of centuries. Their leader, a majestic stag with antlers adorned with flowers, stepped forward. "Alicia, your heart is pure, and your intentions noble," he said in a voice that seemed to carry the whispers of the wind. "We shall guide you on your quest." Alicia felt a surge of gratitude and determination. She knew that with the Guardian's guidance, she would be able to unravel the mysteries of the forest and fulfill her purpose. Days turned into weeks as Alicia delved deeper into the heart of the dwarf forest. With each step, she encountered new challenges, magical illusions that tested her perception, treacherous paths that threatened to lead her astray, and dangerous creatures lurking in the shadows. But Alicia was not alone in her journey. The guardians of nature were always by her side, offering their wisdom and protection. They taught her how to navigate through the illusions, how to decipher the language of the forest, and how to harness her connection with nature to overcome any obstacle. As Alicia ventured further into the heart of the dwarf forest, the trials became more arduous and treacherous. The forest seemed to test her at every turn, pushing her limits both physically and mentally. One day, Alicia found herself standing before a seemingly impenetrable wall of thorns. The thorns twisted and writhed, forming an impenetrable barrier. She knew that the path beyond held the answers she sought, but how could she get through? With a determined glint in her eyes, Alicia reached into her satchel and took out a small vial filled with a potion she had crafted. This potion was made from the petals of a rare flower that only bloomed once every 100 years. It had the power to calm even the most ferocious of beasts. She carefully applied the potion to her hands and approached the thorny wall. As she touched it, the thorns slowly began to retract, revealing a path forward. Alicia stepped through, her heart filled with gratitude for the plants that had provided her with the solution. Further along her journey, Alicia encountered a magical lake, its waters shimmering with an otherworldly glow. The lake seemed peaceful, but as she approached, the water started to churn and bubble. A voice echoed through the air, taunting her. "Turn back, young herbalist," it hissed. "This is not a place for you." But Alicia stood her ground, her eyes filled with determination. She reached into her satchel and pulled out a small vial containing a potion she had crafted from moonlit dewdrops. This potion granted her the ability to see through illusions and deceit. She drank the potion and watched as the lake's illusion faded away, revealing its true form, a tranquil pool of crystal clear water. With renewed confidence, Alicia continued on her journey, knowing that she possessed the tools to overcome any obstacle the forest threw her way. As Alicia ventured deeper into the heart of the dwarf forest, she stumbled upon a hidden grove nestled amidst ancient trees. In the center stood a stone pedestal, covered in moss and overgrown with ivy. Intricate carvings adorned its surface, telling a story of the forest's history. Alicia's heart raced with anticipation as she approached the pedestal. She ran her fingers along the carvings, feeling the rough texture beneath her touch. The carvings depicted ancient dwarves, their faces filled with wisdom and reverence for nature. With bated breath, Alicia began to decipher the carvings, her eyes widening with each revelation. The dwarf forest had once been a place of great power and harmony, where the dwarves had lived in perfect symbiosis with nature. They had used their knowledge of magic and herbs to maintain balance and protect the forest from harm. But as the years passed, greed and ignorance took hold of the world outside the forest. Loggers and developers sought to exploit the forest's resources for profit, unaware of the consequences it would bring. The dwarves had fought valiantly to protect their home, but in the end, they vanished, leaving behind only legends and warnings. Alicia's heart sank as she realized the gravity of her quest. The dwarf forest held not only ancient secrets, but also the key to maintaining harmony in the world. She knew that she had to protect it at all costs, for the consequences of disrupting its delicate balance would be catastrophic. As Alicia made her way out of the hidden grove, her mind filled with determination. She had uncovered the truth about the dwarf forest, and now it was time to confront those who sought to harm it. With a heavy heart, she knew that not everyone would listen to reason, but she had to try. She followed the path that led her deeper into the heart of the forest, her steps quickening with purpose. It wasn't long before she stumbled upon a clearing where a group of loggers had set up camp. Their axes glinted in the sunlight, their faces filled with a hunger for profit. Alicia approached them cautiously, her voice steady but filled with urgency. "Please, listen to me," she pleaded. The dwarf forest is not just a source of timber and wealth. It is a sacred place, teeming with ancient magic and wisdom. If we destroy it, we risk upsetting the delicate balance of nature. The loggers laughed, their voices filled with scorn. "What does a mere herbalist know about the value of timber?" one of them sneered. "We have families to feed and mouths to fill. We cannot afford to be swayed by your fairy tales." Alicia's heart sank, but she refused to give up. She knew that she had to protect the forest, even if it meant standing alone against those who sought to exploit it. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the clearing, Alicia knew that she had to take action. She couldn't allow the loggers to destroy the dwarf forest. With a determined glint in her eyes, she reached into her satchel and took out vials filled with potions she had crafted, potions that could turn the tide in her favor. With swift movements, Alicia scattered the potions around the clearing, creating traps and obstacles for the loggers. Vines sprouted from the ground, entangling their feet and slowing their progress. Illusions danced before their eyes, disorienting them and sowing confusion. But Alicia knew that her potions could only do so much. She had to rely on her own skills in combat and her connection with nature to fight against the loggers. With each swing of her staff, she called upon the spirits of the forest, channeling their energy to protect herself and the sacred grove. The battle between Alicia and the loggers raged on, the clash of steel against wood echoing through the clearing. She fought with a ferocity born of love for the forest, her movements fluid and graceful. The loggers, taken aback by her determination and skill, faltered in their attacks. As the battle reached its climax, Alicia found herself facing a difficult decision. The loggers seemed relentless, their greed blinding them to the consequences of their actions. She knew that she had to do something drastic to protect the forest, even if it meant sacrificing her own safety. With a deep breath, Alicia reached into her satchel and pulled out a vial containing a potion she had crafted with great care. It was a potion of immobilization, capable of freezing anyone who came into contact with it. She knew that once she used it, she would be vulnerable to the loggers' attacks. But she had faith in the forest and its ability to protect those who fought for its preservation. With unwavering resolve, she shattered the vial, releasing the potion into the air. The loggers froze in their tracks, their bodies encased in a shimmering cocoon of magic. As Alicia stood amidst the stillness, she felt the forest itself come alive. Vines and roots erupted from the ground, entwining around the loggers' bodies, immobilizing them further. It was as if nature itself had risen up to defend its sacred grove. Word of Alicia's bravery spread like wildfire throughout Oak Ridge. Villagers gathered in the town square, eager to welcome her back as a hero. They recognized the importance of preserving natural environments and understood that Alicia's quest was not just about saving a forest, but about protecting the delicate balance of the world. As Alicia made her way through the cheering crowd, her heart swelled with gratitude. She had fought tirelessly to protect the dwarf forest, and now her efforts were being recognized. But she knew that her work was far from over. In the days that followed, Alicia continued her work as a herbalist, sharing her knowledge and advocating for the protection of nature. The villagers listened with open hearts, their eyes filled with newfound respect for the world around them. They realized that they, too, had a role to play in preserving the delicate balance of nature. Alicia's herb garden flourished, its plants growing stronger and more vibrant with each passing day. The villagers sought her remedies not just for their physical ailments, but also for guidance and wisdom. Alicia became not just a herbalist, but also a teacher, sharing her knowledge and nurturing a love for nature in the hearts of those around her. And so, Alicia's story spread far and wide, becoming a legend whispered among villagers and travelers alike. Her bravery and love for nature served as a reminder that even the smallest actions could have a profound impact on the world. And as long as there were curious hearts and kind souls like Alicia, the magic of the dwarf forest would continue to thrive, protecting the delicate balance of the world.